we're going to dive right into something we literally all talk about: essential weather vocabulary. Whether you're making small talk at the grocery store or planning a weekend trip, being able to chat about the weather and seasons is an absolutely crucial milestone for everyday conversation. It's the ultimate icebreaker. So let's jump right in. Here's a quick look at our roadmap for today. First up, we've got today's weather goals. Then we'll hit common weather words. And finally, we'll wrap up by talking about temperature.
All right, Section 1, today's weather goals. By the end of this explainer, you're going to be able to confidently talk about the weather, understand the common vocabulary, and actually describe how the air feels on your skin. You'll also be totally equipped to discuss the 4 seasons and ask some simple, engaging questions to keep a conversation going.
Moving on to Section 2, common weather words. We're going to start with the visual conditions, basically what you're actually seeing when you look out your window.
Let's kick things off with everyone's favorite word, sunny. This simply means there is a whole lot of sunshine. You know, that beautiful bright light coming directly from the sun. When you wake up to that bright light, you can just say, "It is sunny today," or "It's a sunny day." And hey, if you're someone who loves soaking up those rays, you can simply tell someone, "I like sunny weather."
But, well, the skies aren't always clear, right? We use the word rainy when water is actively falling from the clouds.
You might look out and say, "It is rainy today," or "It's a raining morning." And a super practical phrase to drop before a friend leaves the house is, "Take an umbrella, it is rainy." It's always good to look out for each other.
Now, what if the sun is hidden away entirely? That's when we use the word cloudy. It just means there are a bunch of clouds up in the sky, totally blocking out the blue.
If you look up and see a gray, overcast sky, you could observe the sky is cloudy, or maybe it looks cloudy outside. You can also just state the fact, "It is cloudy today." Short, sweet, and to the point. Okay, unlike the others, our next word, windy, describes moving air. It's a condition you can actually feel against your body and hear rustling through the trees. Windy just means there is a lot of wind. You could casually say, "The weather is windy," or "It is very windy today." And if the air is moving so fast that it's just plain uncomfortable, you'd use this great phrase, "It's too windy to sit outside." We've all been there, right? Sometimes, though, these elements combine into something way more intense. Stormy means there is a storm, which usually brings together strong wind, heavy rain, loud thunder, and maybe some bright lightning. Because stormy weather can be so intense, it's absolutely crucial to know how to talk about it. You might hear a news anchor say, "It is going to be stormy tonight." And since storms can be dangerous, a very important sentence to remember is, "Stay inside during the storm." Finally, rounding out our visual words, we have foggy. This happens when a thick, low cloud basically sits right on the ground, making it super difficult to see things clearly in the distance. You'll often notice this early in the day, so you might say, "It is foggy this morning," or "The road is foggy." Because visibility is so low, it is always a good idea to warn anyone who's driving. Be careful, it is very foggy. All right, Section 3, talking about temperature. Now we're shifting from what we see to how the weather actually feels. Let's start this temperature guide by comparing hot and warm. Hot means the temperature is very high. You're probably sweating and you'd say, "It is very hot today." Warm, on the other hand, means it is pleasantly hot. It feels nice, like a perfect spring afternoon. For that, you'd say, "The weather is warm today." Flipping to the chillier side, let's look at cool versus cold. Cool is just slightly cold. Maybe you just need a light sweater. You might observe, "It is cool this morning." But cold? That means the temperature is genuinely low, and you'll definitely need a jacket when you say, "It is very cold outside." And when winter really hits and the chill goes straight to your bones, we use the word freezing. It means extremely cold, which is the absolute lowest temperature we're covering today. You'd step out the door and say, "It is freezing outside." So let's pull this all together. We have successfully bridged the gap from sky to skin. We've got our visual weather vocabulary: sunny, rainy, cloudy, windy, stormy, and foggy. And right alongside it, we have our physical temperature guide: hot, warm, cool, cold, and freezing. Grouping these words by how they look versus how they feel is honestly such a fantastic method to cement them into your everyday memory. We have covered a ton of ground in this explainer today. Now it's time to put your new knowledge to the test. Seriously, look out your window right now. Is it sunny or is it cloudy? Is it warm out or freezing? As you go about your day and practice these words, I want you to consider this. How does the weather where you live shape the very culture and conversations of the people around you? Thank you so much for joining me today, and keep practicing.